friends to the Beaver Dam, and we just concluded our testing for Crimes Against the Republic Era Battle. We did quite a few testing, so I don't have a relic. I don't have Jocasta New at all, and I don't have a relic Temple Guard. I have a Gear 12 Temple Guard, and so we tried out Gear 12 across the board. Overall, Tier 1 and Tier 2, super easy. Tier 3, little bit of remodding, and you're good. And the thing is, once you do it once, you don't have to ever do it again because you can sim it. It's 3-starable, and so this is one of those ones like where, you know, you go into the event and you just God mod it the first time. You don't have to worry about it ever again. Now, that being said, if you are a player who just wants a couple more shards, we also did some testing on our free-to-play account with a Gear 8 Temple Guard trying to do Tier 1, having not bought any extra shards because this is a free-to-play account. And so we do have a way of doing it for Tier 1 for those of you who are doing it. Tier 2, if you have a strat for Tier 2, I do suggest the mods that I'm currently using. It seems like defense and potency are kind of the way to go overall. But if there's a specific way that you've done it at like Gear 8 on Tier 2, throw it in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. I'm sure everyone else would love to hear it, but I'm going to assume it's probably going to be like a Gear 8 with God mods or a Gear 10 with like you know, with some decent mods is what we're looking at for Tier 2. But for Gear 12, it was super easy to do Tier 2. So jumping into the free-to-play first, we do have some footage here of us doing it. And so we used a Gear 8 Temple Guard. We tried it at Gear 7 with these mods. Just didn't work. We just could not get it to quite work. Brought it up to Gear 8, did it first try, like immediately. And the mods are really easy. I mean, you see there's like no speed here. It's just defense mods. You avoid any type of health. Health is going to kill you in this event. So we did Protection Circle. We did a Protection Cross. We did Crit Damage Triangle, which I actually really enjoy. In every version of the mods that we did end up using a Crit Damage Triangle just to give them a little bit more damage. And then a Speed Arrow. So once again, avoid health at all costs. It will kill you in the event, so avoid that at all costs. But jumping into the gameplay, essentially you're just avoiding the first special, because the first special, all you get out of it is essentially ability block if you're lucky. That's if you're lucky. What we're looking at is essentially anytime you're taunting, you use basic, because when you use your basic while taunting, you could attack twice, and if you apply defense down on the first attack, you attack 3 times. And so having that set up is really the key to getting through this and getting as much damage out there as possible, especially because your taunt lasts 2 turns, so you get 6 attacks in a row if you get lucky and get that defense down in. And so essentially when it starts out, you're going to start out with taunt, and so you'll just start out and you can hit the ability like I did to get the taunt for 2 turns, or you could just basic on the first turn and get your, you know, 3 hits if you're lucky, and then taunt and then get your 3 hits again. Whatever it might be, it's going to work either way because the Royal Guard's not hard at the beginning, that's for sure. So, you know, we don't have taunt, we hit the taunt, and then we hit the basic, get the multi-attacks, and get through. This guy is weird, by the way. I'm gonna cover him. He's kind of weird. I don't like him there. But here we didn't set up our cooldowns quite right because you know, we hit the taunt a little late. It's fine. We still end up with a dub with these mods, and it's a lot of it is coming down to that triple attack and the defense keeping us alive and the lack of health. If you have health, you are going to die to this guy so easily. I do want to put a side note as well. Throwing in tenacity really does not help in this event. I tried full tenacity sets, still just layering on all of the debuffs and just wiped us out entirely. So there you have Tier 1, just all defense mods, crap speed. I mean, we're looking at like, what, 45 additional speed there, just avoiding health and just getting as much protection as possible. So if you're just looking for some extra shards for the characters, there you go. You now have the event 3-starred. Now, if you're looking for you know, the higher level stuff, let's see if we can find this real quick. Yeah, there we go. This one we used slightly different mods. So we do have the Zeta. This is gear 12. This is on the gear 12 one. We are using the Zeta. The Zeta's not really important here, so I wouldn't worry about having the Zeta. And really the only thing you need in all of these is the Omega on the basic. You don't need the Omega on anything else for the tier 1. For the tier 3, I do suggest the Omega on the taunt just to give crit avoidance. It'll help you survive just a little bit more. And so those two Omegas for this tier is very, very helpful. And then the mods we used for this guy right here is we just god modded, because you might as well god mod and get that 3-star on the first try and then never have to play this event again. So we god modded and we just went for over 250 speed. It seems like 250 is kind of the key spot where Sidious stops lapping you, because when he laps you, he drops his defense down and you're kind of screwed a little bit more. And so we don't want him lapping you. We don't want that kind of thing. So anything over 250 seems to be that little key spot. And then defense with potency. We tried this twice in a row and it worked both times. Whereas like when we tried offense potency, it was a little bit more iffy. So this is my favorite set, is defense potency with a crit damage triangle, offense cross, protection of course, avoiding all health as much as possible, get yourself some speed on that arrow. So it's not too bad once you have this down. Like literally first 2 tries that I tried with this modding, did it first try. So none too shabby by any means. And it's the same strat. It's just, you hit the basic when you have taunt, and you hit the special when you don't have taunt, and then go switch back to the basic. And you just keep swapping between those, and you're going to be able to get through it fairly easily. It does look pretty scary in tier 2 each time you do it, but both times we've gotten to like right there at like the last little bit, just at the perfect spot. So yeah, that's about it. So for the initial one, if you're doing just tier 1 and you're you've just got like a 3-star, first Omega, that's all you need. You don't need the Zeta, you don't need anything else. If you're going farther than that and you're going into tier 2 and tier 3, I do suggest the crit avoidance Omega as well. Zeta, not important. Zeta's mostly giving healing, and as you can see here, the healing immunity is basically permanently on, so we don't get any health or protection back regardless. And so there you go. I sat here and let chat decide if we do it right there or we continue and do some more testing, but they wanted to see us win, so, and there you go. So fairly easy overall. It's way better than the last era battle. I love this era battle. I think this is how era battles should work. I understand why people are upset on the last one, and I was upset myself. I do appreciate that CG at least told us and was like, hey, it's set up for, players who are getting all of them together. It's not set up to be done on the first try. I appreciate them telling us that. Still didn't feel good at all. And this feels great, and I'm really happy that we're all able to get rewards from this. Go out there and get your rewards. So just a quick reminder on the mods. Tier 1, pretty crap, just defense mods, and I was able to do it pretty easily. And then if you're looking at the heavier duty, you're trying to get into the tier 3 with a gear 12, that type of stuff, and you don't have a Jocasta new like me, then you're looking at defense potency, and, trying to get some crit damage and some offense in there. God mod it once, do it once, move your mods back, you're golden. So, but yeah, there you go. Hopefully this helped you guys. If it did, throw it to your guildmates, throw it to someone, let them know about this so that way they don't struggle at all on that tier 3 if they have, just like a gear 12 like me. Make sure everyone knows about this, because I appreciate that CG at least made this possible for us. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for giving a damn.